Good evening, viewers, and welcome to our today's discussion where we are going to discuss why Kenya Kwanza is likely to split before the forthcoming general election. But before we talk this, I want to take this opportunity to thank you for following up on our videos. And for those who are viewing this video for the first time, I will request you to subscribe to our channel so that anytime we upload such a video, YouTube will notify you immediately. And for those who have been following our discussion all through, I want to request you to give this video a thumbs up in an effort to support and making this channel a big thing. So as I've said, we are going to look at reasons as to why Kenya Kwanza may not survive as a coalition until the 2022 general election. If you have been following me keenly, you must have noticed in one of the videos that I posted some time back, I mentioned that the Kenya Kwanza campaigns are a one-man show. In many cases, when Kenya Kwanza campaign have been carried out, you could not be able to separate Kenya Kwanza and UDA, or UDA and Kenya Kwanza. Talking about Kenya Kwanza, you would see UDA, and talking about UDA, the same term was used to refer to Kenya Kwanza. In many campaigns that have been seen around, you will realize that whenever Kenya Kwanza campaigns were being held anywhere, you could see yellow colors which are associated by UDA dominating the campaign. And therefore, talking about Kenya Kwanza, where you would want to include Musalia Mudavadi, ANC, and Moses Wetangula, Ford Kenya, in a UDA campaign does not match at all. Number two, when you have been following this campaign, if you have been following this campaign keenly, you must have realized again that campaigns held by Kenya Kwanza were a one-man show. I said it previously, that in any campaign that the deputy president is missing, then the campaign could not capture the attention. So all the campaigns that have been held by Kenya Kwanza, the deputy president has been leading, has been at the center or the periphery of the discussion. In the past 10 days, the deputy president has not been in the country, and a lot has happened during that time. You remember me mentioning in one of my discussions that he might have gone out to outsource for funds, having run out of cash in his campaigns. About 4 to 5 days after the deputy president had left the country, first of all, Rigathi Gachagua, in one of the Rigathi Gachagua Madhira MP, in one of the interviews that were held on Citizen TV, claimed that the deputy party or the deputy president position in Kenya Kwanza was not subject to discussion, that it had been set aside purely for a Mount Kenya person. And this appeared to have rattled other members of the Kenya Kwanza, including the likes of Cleophas Malala, who was in the forefront in bringing Musalia Mudavadi and Moses Wetangula in this thing. As a result, ANC was able to write a letter very fast to UDA, and in particular addressing the issues that had been raised by Rigathi Gachagua. Then 2 days later, a list went viral, a list that showed members of Kenya Kwanza, or to say UDA, who had been given a direct ticket for a nomination in the forthcoming general election. Now, the issue was not about the list, but something shocking came out of the list. That while people expected Rigathi Gachagua to be named as the deputy president in William Ruto's UDA campaign or in Kenya Kwanza campaign, Rigathi Gachagua name appeared on those who had been given a direct ticket. And then one common name that people did not expect missed in this list. And therefore it gave a perception or an idea for people to think that chances are Kandara MP Alice Wahome is likely to be given the deputy president position in Kenya Kwanza or in UDA, because they have said Musalia Mudavadi and Wetangula can negotiate for any other position, but not the deputy president position. So as a result of this, I'm going to look at it from two perspectives. The absence of deputy president after the list came out, we saw Rigathi Gachagua paying the 250,000 that was supposed to be paid for nomination for people being for the parliamentary seat, and it was clear that he was going for the Mathira constituency again for another term, and it mixed the whole process and brought a new image of whatever is happening. But before we look at what is likely to be happening, we must be able also to discuss that why did Rigathi Gachagua choose to go for a constituency position rather than the national position? There are a few reasons why Rigathi Gachagua might have done this. Today, for those who are following the news, Raila Amolo Odinga received a number of members of county assembly from Mount Kenya region who are believed to have defected from UDA back to Azimio. And in their discussion or in their press, a number of them said that they never went to UDA. This one is almost confirming what had been saying for quite a long time, that you can only rent a politician, but you cannot buy one. A good number of members of county assembly were seen advocating for Azimio and claiming that the BBI had catered for the bottom-up economy when it sought to ensure that MCS are given more funds at the grassroots level to facilitate development, as opposed to what is being said by William Ruto. So 3 reasons or 4 reasons as to why Rigathi Gachagua might have decided to go for this position. Number one, he might have realized that the ground is changing, or if he goes to the grassroots, people are shifting from the common song of the bottom-up, which had been sung for quite a long time, and they're going back to the new cliche that has come as Azimio. Number 2 reason as to why Rigathi Gachagua might have chosen to go for the constituency level. Ladies and gentlemen, as I've said severally in my discussion, politics is a game of interest, and personal interest dominates politics. So Rigathi Gachagua might have noticed that if he goes for the deputy president position, chances are Ruto is losing this election. And for people who, or for persons who will vie for the presidential position and the deputy president position, they are not supposed to vie for the parliamentary position. So he may go back home very early in the morning and miss the political platform to air his views. Another reason as to why Rigathi Gachagua might have decided to go for this constituency position might be the Azimio factor, that what the president did to revamp Jubilee might have changed the perception of the people in Mount Kenya and attracted a lot of following. And as a result of this, it's becoming clear to him that people are willing to vote for individual at the constituency level and vote for Raila at the national level. And therefore, even UDA is likely to face stiff competition as expected in Mount Kenya. And therefore, it is better he goes for that position so that if he happens to fail, he can be nominated by William Samoei Ruto as a nominated MP into Parliament. Just like it has happened in Kisii with most of the people in Kisii who had gone to UDA and have now realized things are not working. As we speak, Silvanus Osoro is the only remaining member of Parliament from Kisii. And for whatever reason, even if he does not win the election, he's likely to be nominated, so he may not lack the chance. Lastly, and not least, Rigathi Gachagua might have chosen to shift because of, as I've said, sensing defeat. He might have sensed that Jubilee has again been rejuvenated and is taking up very seriously, is growing very fast in the Mount Kenya. So the Deputy President has juggled with a number of options in a process to ensure that Kenya Kwanza, and for that case, UDA does not lose grip in Mount Kenya. And most especially is as a result of the decision that he made the other day after the death of his chief of staff, this is Ken Osinde. We saw the Deputy President making some changes. And in one of the key changes that he made before leaving the country was appointment of David Chirichir as the chief of his campaign, or the chief campaigner or chief of staff, to ensure that events within UDA and Kenya Kwanza in general are able to be rolled out in a proper way or following protocol. So when we talk about David Chirchir, I think, ladies and gentlemen, I want to be very clear about this. This is one guy that has been very popular in politics, and he understands the politics on the ground from all perspectives or from all corners. If you can remember David Chirchir very well, you'll come to realize that David Chirchir is a former commissioner of the IEBC, especially if you can remember the Isaac Hassan Commission. David Chirchir was one of the commissioners in IEBC. Apart from being a commissioner of IEBC, David Chirchir has served for quite a long time as a chief agent of Uhuru Kenyatta during the 2013 general election and 2017 general election. And therefore, he is somebody who is familiar with the political activities or gimmicks, or if I can call them tricks, and he can be able to understand and do an assessment, a critical assessment of what is going on at a particular time. David Chirchir, up to about a few months ago, was served he served in the Ministry of Energy before Keter came in, and therefore is somebody who understands the government very well. And as a result of that, he will be in a position to help the Deputy President to know and unearth or uncover any secret deals that might be going on between the IBC and the government. So these cracks that are seen in UDA are likely to lead UDA into division before the election, because, as I said in the beginning, and if you can remember in one of my videos, I mentioned that Musalia Mudavadi has come to play a spoiler role in UDA. And a time will come where he will insist, or Musalia will insist, that if he's not given the Deputy President position, he'll have to walk out. As we speak, you realize that Boni Khalwale and Cleophas Malala are fighting over the governorship position in Kakamega under UDA. And the other day I saw Malala talking about coming to the table, discussing and agreeing whether Khalwale should go for the governor or he should go for the governor and the other one to go for the Senate seat. Otherwise, they are likely to lose all the position. So this is a clear indication that UDA is already feeling the tides of within the waters. And apart from that is happening in Western, that is likely to divide them a lot. The situation or the terms or the words that were aired or mentioned or said by Rigathi Gachagua are also part of what is going to divide this party. And therefore, as you look at what is happening in UDA currently, the other day, Wetangula was in a campaign in Kisii, and there was just a small crowd following him. In fact, you could think he's an MCA campaigning in Kisii. Unfortunately, he did not pull the crowd. We expected to see the popular UDA brigade, such as Aisha Jumwa. We expected to see people like Kimani Ichung'wah, people like the group that normally follows the deputy president. They were not there at all. The numbers that were with him were very few, and it was a clear indication that in absence of the deputy president, Kenya Kwanza cannot be able to fulfill or to pull the crowds in the campaign as expected. And therefore, this puts the deputy president in a fix. And if I were the deputy president, as soon as I fly back to the country, I would embark on a proper mechanism to create a protocol and a system that would work in my absence. If you look at Azimio campaigns were carried out very well in absence of Raila Amolo Odinga, and you could not even feel his absence. And this suffices the 48 laws of power. When you look at the 48 laws of power, they say, when you are a boss or a great politician, you do not work. You let your soldiers or your people work and receive credit on their behalf. And this one shows clearly the different strategies that have been applied by the two parties. One seems to be working and another seems to be failing. I want to stop there for today and leave the rest for you to think about it and make your assessment and discuss this with your friend, because this is the only way we can be able to take our politics to the next level. Civic awareness and understanding the politics of the day and speaking your mind in as far as this is concerned and making your own assessment, which hypothetically may be true or not, but the basis is that we try to make you understand and get to adapt or to follow the politics of the country every day. Otherwise, I want to thank you very much and wish you a good night.